お前はもう死んでいる。何?
After the explosive grenades yesterday, I have kept cooking and trying out various things. Now, I have seen that the gas grenade is actually a huge attack damage scaler and does screen-wide damage if you pair it up correctly. We're using the explosive shot to detonate the gas grenade, therefore force the explosion, and we actually have gigantic scaling going on with multiple overlaps on top of your enemies, triggering multiple explosions every time you trigger the explosive shot. So what is going on? We have the gas grenade and the main objective is to use the explosion right here for 587% of attack damage. That is, mind you, with level 15. We are going to basically use the gas grenade right here to then detonate with our explosive shot manually and therefore force the explosions. The cool thing about this is that we are using the scatter shot, so we are already creating more than one gas cloud and they are overlapping right here in the middle. There's basically 3 gas grenades and 3 of these clouds on top of your main target. Therefore, you already triple the damage of the gas grenade. And the damage right here is actually not what you should be looking at, because if you open up the menu right here, you can actually see that this is the impact damage of the gas grenade itself. If we go here to the explosion, you can actually see that the number for the explosion that we are mainly after is just way higher than what the tooltip here at the start actually shows you. So as a reminder, we do have 3 of the explosions overlapping on top of the target, basically tripling the damage that you have that you see right here. Then on top of that, we have the concentrated effect, which therefore also increases the area damage, which is already factored into the damage here. But what's not factored in here is actually the payload. So you can actually activate the gas cloud multiple times with the same activation of the gas grenade. If you are lucky and all 3 of your gas grenades get another trigger from your payload and also from the repeating explosives right here, which is actually a 65% chance of happening, then you can actually times 6 the number that you can see on the screen right here. Of course, the tooltip DPS is not entirely correct, but it actually gives you at least a little bit of an insight on how much damage the gas grenade explosions are actually going to deal compared to every other ability that we had. For example, with the explosive grenade setup from yesterday, while I was tinkering with it today, I went up to like 4k DPS right here, but that doesn't even come close to just one of the explosions of the gas grenade. And remember, if you are lucky, you can actually times 6 the number right here if all of the gas grenades are reactivating themselves and also spreading on top of the enemy. So there is going to be a lot of one-shot potential with this build. And mind you, there is still so much room to grow. There is going to be 2 more links for the gem. As a 5th link, we are going to use the primal armament for 25% more elemental damage in that case. And then for the 6th link, we will have to see if we do the elemental focus for another 25, or if we can cook even further, we are going to use Immolate, which is going to give us 30% of damage as extra fire against ignited enemies. And we're going to ignite with the explosive shot as soon as we have more links available to us, because we will use the ignition here. Then we will use the wildfire, which is going to spread the ignition to other nearby enemies. And then we're also going to use fire exposure on top, which is going to make this a 2-button build only. If you remember another build that we had looked at yesterday, we had the oil grenade, which is applying the fire exposure baseline, which basically works already in this build, but then you kind of have to do 3 buttons if you really need to. You don't really need to do the fire exposure on every pack. You're still going to one-shot due to all of the gas cloud overlaps. But especially on bosses, you want to have the fire exposure from the oil grenade up all of the time. So it's actually going to be not necessary to do this when we are at the end stage of the synergy between the explosive shot and the gas grenade, because the explosive shot is going to ignite the target, spread the ignite with the wildfire, and then is going to apply the fire exposure through the ignition by just using the explosive shot to trigger the gas grenade in the first place. So there's a lot of synergy going on, and it's actually quite interesting to play. Right here, you can see that I am placing the gas grenade on the below the enemies. Due to the scatter shot, it's extremely easy to hit all of your gas grenades, and then I'm just triggering it with the explosive shot, which is then going to instantly trigger the explosion, one-shotting the pack that is afflicted by the gas cloud. It is also extremely satisfying to chain multiple gas clouds together in a row, which is then going to allow you to giga screen clear and kill all of the mobs on the screen very easily with just one button press of the explosive shot. You are going to start activating the giga chain of the gas clouds, triggering all of the explosions. In my opinion, an extremely fun way of playing the mercenary or the crossbows in general. I'm currently uncertain if actually maybe the Gemling Legionnaire might be better suited for an approach like this. I will still have to figure out how this is all going to actually pan out in the end. Again, this is just a concept or an awesome interaction that I have put together right here for you guys to maybe play. The only thing that you need is the gas grenade and the explosive shot. This is playable very early on because you can get the explosive shot at rank 7 right here and the gas grenade just before that at rank 5. Obviously, the build that I showcased yesterday can be played way earlier because we're doing the explosive grenade already at level 1, basically with your first skill gem. Then you can see that the oil grenade is a little bit later available, but then again, it's not really necessary for any of these builds. It's just making the single target a little bit better when it comes to bosses where you really need the additional damage. There is so much more cooking left to do with either of these builds. Currently, I'm focusing on the gas cloud build right here, or the gas grenade build, because I changed the passive tree just a little bit to accommodate some changes or some ideas that I had that came during the day. If you don't want to miss out on that, I suggest you check out the Twitch where all of this is being developed live. The link will be down in the description below. And if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.